Mizzou has it back in the offense coming out on the field. Wide receiver now comes in motion. Looking for a physical attack from the gun. Finds that crease, and he's got 4 out to the 29.
He's marked down at the 29. Bring up second down.
Solid pickup of 4 on first down. It's 2nd and 6. Handoff to the lone back. At the 40, there he goes. They make the stop, and this running game moves the chains as they get the first down.
When the running back gets going and gets a head of steam like that, so hard to get to the ground. That's why you blitz. That's why you bring pressure. That's why you bring more guys in the box so you can get him before he gets going. But once he got going, you could tell it was hard to get a hand on him, hard to get him to the ground.
The offense setting up shop at the 46, 1st and 10. From the gun, give on the inside. And a good, solid pickup there before the defense knocks him down.
The counter play is a great play to mix in because defensively, you're not looking for the counter. You're looking to attack, attack, attack. All of a sudden, 2 guys pull across the formation. Now you got to change your direction really quickly, and it keeps you off balance and really keeps you on your heels.
Quick touch pass to the receiver. And this one will be stopped for no gain.
The first thing you have to do to make these plays successful offensively is I have to block the edge. I got to get my speedster in space. They didn't do a good job of getting that guy out there in space where he could really use his jets. Nice job by the defense understanding it, seeing it, rallying to it, and tackling that guy for a loss.
How aggressive might this play call be on 3rd and short from the 46? They'll try to pick up the first through the air. Gets it out fast. And he'll be marked down, but he's got enough to move the chains. And on that 3rd and short, I don't think he was unhappy to see that zone.
Nope, it's a great job by the offense. Hey, you see where the holes in the zone are? Sit down. You only need a little bit of yards on this 3rd down. Get the conversion, move the sticks.
Missouri really moving on offense, set up with another first down. To the air, it's Cook. Pressure coming. Hit hard just as he released it on first down and just couldn't get it to the receiver.
Quarterbacks need time when they're in the pocket to complete throws. That QB had no shot after taking that hit.
After the quarterback and receiver failed to hook up, they'll try it again on 2nd down. Looking to throw it again. Makes the grab down the middle. And that's where they'll mark him, but a chunk play and they pick up a first down.
How nice is it in this offense to have your best receiver playing in the slot? You're matching him up against linebackers, against safeties, or nickel corners. Nickel corners are oftentimes the defense's 3rd best cornerback. This guy is virtually uncoverable.
The Tigers with the 1st and 10. He's going to pass. Using the back as a receiver on the screen. Got some room, headed to the goal line. He's run out of bounds after the big gain, and they are in business, 1st and goal.
Phenomenal play call by the offensive coordinator. You're calling screen passes to take advantage of a good pass rush, and that's exactly what happened. The offensive linemen, they just let those defensive ends run up the field. Quarterback did a perfect job holding on to the ball to the last possible second, getting it out to his running back, and man, that running back had a convoy out ahead of him.
Goes to the option. Oh, and after the big gain, the ball's loose. Past the 50. At the 30. He's at the 10. Touchdown, Bulldogs. Don't just get the ball, score with the ball, and the defense did.
And that's just the guy you want to find that football. The ball's loose. Who do you want to get it? One of your little fast guys. The defensive back picks it up and turns on the afterburners, takes it all the way back for the touchdown.
And with the extra point, they're on top by 18. About to kick it off after punching it in for the touchdown. Fair catch, called for and made. Missouri has the offense ready to go on the field. The give to the running back from the shotgun. Still running at the 40. Oh, look out, there he goes. And they'll finally bring him down after he rips off a huge play.
I'll tell you, the defense is going to have to do a much better job containing these outside run plays. They better be able to funnel the football back to the middle of the field, because this guy with his speed can kill you like he did on that outside run play there to the left.
That is a highly efficient way to move the chains, and now they are threatening inside the 40. He wants to throw. With the catch, it's Cooper. And he was loose and in the open field and on his way. A tremendous pickup on that one.
Nice patience by the quarterback here, working against zone coverage. He was allowing his receiver an opportunity to find that open space in the defense before pulling the trigger.
They've moved it to the 19, 1st and 10. Let's go!
You know, I really like this QB running the football because I know he's got a lot of speed, but he's not the biggest guy in the world. So he's not going to be able to break a lot of tackles. You really got to do a good job of trying to scheme ways to get him out in more space.
After trying the running game, let's see if they do it again on 2nd down. Easy. They'll try to get the edge with the toss play here. And the defense stops him just short of the 1st down. Maybe needed a few more chain links to move the sticks.
Well, you're down here in the red zone. You know you've got to be able to run the football. So good call going with the toss play. Nice blocking up front. Good patience by the back finding his crease.
Boy, they'd love to pick up this conversion and go to work with a 1st and goal. Easy. On 3rd and short, they're giving it to the tight end. They make the tackle, but he's got a fresh set of downs, and it's 1st and goal from the 7. And this is a really important series of plays, a chance to cut into the lead just before halftime. With the run on 1st and goal. He is going nowhere. Stop at the line of scrimmage.
Stopping the run is about physicality. It's about I'm bigger than you. I'm stronger than you up front. Really nice job by the defense, showing their strength, bowing up, stuffing the run.
Defense rose up deep in its own end on that last play. Now a 2nd and long coming. Now they're going to throw it. They're bringing heat. He's moving out of the pocket. Lets it go to the end zone. And he's got it. Touchdown, Tiger. Big time touchdown there to get some much needed momentum.
You got to find something, right? Who are you going to go to make that big play to get you back into it? You're not back in it yet. It's not tied. You're not there yet, but you're starting to inch back into it and get some momentum going.
And they make the extra point to draw closer. It's 28-17. That is an efficient drive. 7 plays, 75 yards. And they close the deal with the 7-yarder for the score. He'll bring it out. It's Smith. Just trucks through it. Stopped at the 26, brought it out of the end zone, picked up an extra yard. We're ready to get another look at this Bulldog offense. They've got time, they've got the lead, and David is sort of like a doctor. First, do no harm.
do no harm, but also momentum is hard to create and sometimes hard to stop. You have it, so Jesse, don't do anything stupid to create some momentum for the other side.
I think a lot of this comes down to your quarterback and whether or not he's making good decisions in this game. If yes, be aggressive. If not, let's just take the lead into halftime and get ready for the second half.
That's the way to open a drive. Now they'll put it in play just shy of midfield. Wants to throw on first down. He wants to go deep. Hits him in stride inside the 10. Touchdown, Georgia. And once he got loose, it was all over.
When these offenses get in a rhythm, they're hard to stop. Already up early, got a short field, take advantage of it too, get another touchdown. This offense is doing whatever they want to do and having a lot of success.
And the extra point is good, and the score is 35-17. So they got the touchdown, and as they kick off, really important for the defense to shut them down here. No return coming. He'll call for the fair catch. Mizzou has it back in the offense coming out on the field. There's certainly still a hill to climb, but they've got to make sure these drives pay off. Got a touchdown last time. Can they back it up here?
Well, and it's amazing in a football game how sometimes they'll surprise you with what you do. Once you get settled and you realize what's going on, now I'm comfortable with it. Jesse, this offense looked comfortable on this last drive.
They sure did. It looked like they started to find some momentum. So now it's on this defense to stop that, all right? You're a little bit upset based on what just happened the previous drive. You've got to bow up again and go back to what was working earlier in this game.
That kind of play will put a jolt into a drive. It's 1st and 10 from just inside the 40. He's looking to throw it. They're trying to get to him. Going to try to get it himself. He scrambled forward and got a few and turned that into a positive play. There's a timeout called as this offense tries to find a way to draw a little closer. Just a few seconds remaining here as they try to put something up before halftime. Looking to throw, it's Cook. Fires to the right. It's caught. Gets out of bounds after the big game, but they've got it 1st and goal.
Great job by the quarterback thrown against zone coverage. You cannot telegraph where you're throwing the football. You cannot eyeball wide receivers. So great job by the quarterback using his eyes, not staring down his guy, and then throwing him open.
And now a chance not only to cut into the lead, but play it just right, and maybe the other team doesn't even get a chance to answer. Here's the snap, looking to throw. Touchdown, Missouri! And they made it to the house when they found that 6 points waiting on them. Lining up to add another. And with the extra point, they now trail 35-24. Quick work on that scoring drive, just 4 plays. And they cap the drive with a 4-yard touchdown pass. And it's caught from inside the 20, and here he comes. He goes out of bounds at the 40 after an excellent return. And that'll do it here in the second quarter. Halftime has arrived, and we head to the studio. Ready to get things going here in the second half as Georgia about to kick it away. He'll call for the fair catch here. Missouri has the offense ready to go on the field. They ought to have some confidence based on that first half performance, but they certainly can't let up in a game like this.
And I think this possession is really, really important. I say that because they had a lot of success, but they're still losing because the defense can't stop anyone. They need to set the tone here in the second half.
And it's exactly that, David. You got to create momentum here early in the second half. You only do that by going out, marching the ball down the field, and scoring right away, trying to put pressure on the opposing offense.
A 3-yard pickup gets it out to the 28. It's 2nd and 7. Off the play fake. Unloads to the right. Complete downfield. He's run out of bounds, but a big play on that one, and it'll be a first down.
I know it's something we take for granted, guys, but the Q did a great job there with the play-action fake. He really took his time and sold it, and that's what froze the linebackers in the second level of the defense to help make that completion a whole lot easier.
Wide out in motion. They'll try the run. He's dropped behind the line of scrimmage. That'll be a loss of 3.
And a great job by the linebacker. You could tell starting to crowd the line of scrimmage, get up there in the line of scrimmage, see it, diagnose it, get in the backfield, get the running back on the ground for the tackle for the loss.
Last play was a near disaster. Now dealing with 2nd and 13. Dropping back, it's Cook. Unloads to the wideout. Makes a connection. Finally run out of bounds, but he has this offense rolling with a first down.
You know, sometimes when you're throwing against zone coverage, you need time for the routes to develop. So nice job by the quarterback there, being patient, allowing his receivers to work themselves open.
Missouri comes to the line with another first down. The pitch to the left. And how about the efficiency on that one? It'll bring up 2nd and 4.
Hey, how about it? How about the old toss play, right? QB catches the ball, tosses it to the running back. Listen, it's got to be thrown out in front of him so he can continue to run, and then that offensive line has to do a really good job of getting the edge so he can get north and south. Used to see that play a ton back in the day. You just don't see much of it anymore.
Got 6 on first down. Now a lot of options on 2nd and 4. He's looking to throw. Trying to get to him. It's complete to the left. They get him on the ground, but it's a first down.
Big plays in the passing game deep down the field that take time to develop. The big hog mollies up front got to protect their quarterback. Great job protecting him on that play.
Missouri has it ready to go with another first down. From the red zone, looking for a space. And it's incomplete. If you're going to take a hit like that, you might as well hang on to the ball.
Yeah, and you use these running backs so much in the passing game now, and you expect him to make those plays for you, to make those big explosive plays out of the backfield. Just got to make sure he concentrates and see that ball come in.
Coming after it. And the defense makes a play, and they get the quarterback down at the 26. This pressure from the defensive front is overwhelming, much like when 3-time All-American David Pollock played on the Georgia defensive front. Whatever happened to that guy?
Washed up old guy. I've heard bad things about that guy. But no, when you look at these defenses Georgia's had, these dominant defenses, man, it's just big physical guys up front. You think about the Jordan Davises and the Trayvon Walkers of the recent past, just guys that dominate a football game. You have to know where they're at on every snap.
Now it looks as if they'll settle for the field goal try. Just drives it between the uprights. So after the made field goal, they'll kick it away and rely on their defense. Not going to risk a return here. He'll make the fair catch. And Georgia ready to go back to work on offense. Out of the gun to give to the back. Shakes off the defender.
listen, defense is about energy. It's about passion. It's about physicality. They need a little bit more of that. Get the guy in the ground. You can't let guys break tackles. What could have been set up in a long yardage situation now becomes an easier situation because you couldn't get him on the ground.
Looking for space. It's Etienne. Pushes ahead for a couple. They'll mark it at the 33. It'll be 3rd and short from their own 33. They'll try to get the first through the air. He let that thing fly quickly, but he couldn't make the connection.
Well, in the first half, this offense was up and down the field. It seemed like everything they were dialing up was working. And here we are in the third quarter, and there's a very rare incompletion on their own end of the field. Maybe that's the play the defense needs now to spark some momentum.
Mizzou has it back in the offense coming out on the field. Jesse, they had to kick a field goal the last time they had it.
Yeah, and oftentimes early in games, you're just trying to find your rhythm. Some things work, some don't on that first drive, David. It'd be interesting to see what happens here in the second drive.
Yeah, you got a feel for the defense now. You understand what they're trying to do, what their game plan is. Now you get to go into phase 2 of your game plan.
They've got a 1st and 10 at the 34. They'll keep it on the ground. He's dropped behind the line of scrimmage. That'll be a loss of 3.
Well, the offense is trying to run the counter play into the boundary. Those pulling linemen, though, actually led extra linebackers to the point of attack, and as a result, they were able to get a tackle for loss.
Last play was a near disaster, now dealing with 2nd and 13. To the air, it's Cook. Unloads it left. Ball in the air, intercepted.
What a nice catch by the defensive back. Listen, a lot of times you see DBs get in position to make plays, but there's a reason they play DB and not wide receiver. Great job finishing the interception, catching the ball, making a big play.
The handoff as they run the counter play here. A solid pickup there before the defense is able to make the stop.
All right, they've shown this formation a lot of times, especially in the first half. Now what do? They show the formation, pull some guys and run a counter backside. Beautiful play design. Way to adjust in the second half.
The throw. Fires into traffic. It's picked off. Taking it the other way. Not only made the pick, but he also made up some ground and took it back to the 38.
Well, the offense turns it over, and talking to their coaching staff before this game, they talked about how important it was to have good ball security and not give the opponent extra possessions. That time, poor decision by the quarterback, and the defense made them pay.
Missouri has the offense ready to go on the field. Off the play fake on 1st down. A shot toward the end zone. And that ball was in harm's way, and he is lucky to get that one back.
You just wonder if that last interception the quarterback threw last drive is starting to affect him and what he's seeing right now. He's seeing ghosts. Doesn't look very confident throwing the football. He's lucky the defense dropped that last throw.
Now on 2nd down after the incompletion. Give to the back. He's all the way down to the 27-yard line, and they are threatening.
You ain't getting by all these guys right up the middle unless your offensive line and your tight ends and everybody is putting in the work up front, committing to blocking. The running back does a great job of finding the hole, exploding through. How about that nice, big, huge gain? If I'm the OC, let's call that one again.
To the air, it's Cook. Fires to the wideout. working on the right. He will step out of bounds, but not before the big pickup and a first down for this offense.
I'll tell you, if you're going to throw it to the perimeter of the field against zone coverage, you got to have really good anticipation at quarterback, and you saw it there. He threw that before his guy had even turned around. Accurate throw, they're able to make the play and get the first down.
And the Tigers come to the line with a new set of downs. To the air on first down. And he was hit just as he was releasing the pass, and it falls to the ground incomplete.
That's what this defense has to do, guys. They've got to knock this quarterback down to the ground. He's already thrown a couple of TDs. The only way you're going to stop that is with good quarterback pressure.
They move the tight end all over. Out of the gun, they'll run it inside. And they'll finally make the tackle at the 3-yard line. Really need to pick up this conversion and avoid having to settle for the field goal. A little pre-snap eye candy for the defense. They'll get him stopped just short of the end zone, but they're in business here with a first down.
Third and short, there's a lot of ways to get it in the run game. You're not just going to hand it off and go power. How about the toss play? Getting the ball in the hands of the tailback quickly, and he's able to skirt his way to get the first.
He's got it down to the 1-yard line right on the doorstep of Pater.
Well, you obviously want to get your receivers the football down here in the red zone, but it's tough to throw it to him because the windows are so small. So I like the idea, handing it off to that guy and seeing if he can do something with the speed.
Looking for a path to the end zone to the right. And he takes it to the house. Touchdown, Tigers. Great example of how a second half can really change everything for a team.
No doubt. First half looked bad. It looked like it was bleak. It looked like it was ugly. But now you're starting to get it turned around. More drives like this is what's needed.
They opt to go for two to try to tie it up right now. Dropping back, it's Cook. He's got it in the end zone. Two-point conversion is good, and we've got a tie game. After that latest answer tied things up, just about set to kick it away again. A fair catch called for and made. As they get set to snap it, time winding down here in the quarter. From the gun, they'll try to impose their running game. And they'll drag him down. That's likely the last play of the third quarter.
That's the end of the third quarter. And after 3, the game is tied.
Second down here as they go back to work after the break. Quarterback changing the plays at the line. He's back to throw on second down. That's caught. It's Smith. And he almost ran away from everybody on that one. A huge pickup on that play. Just another big play for this guy who spent the entire game wide open. Couple of touchdowns there, and he moves the sticks again, David.
Yeah, so I'll keep finding him, Reese. I mean, this is a guy that, listen, we're in the second half now. He's already made plays. I know I can trust him, so I'm going to continue to feature him in this offense because I know he'll continue to make big plays.
Off the play fake on first down to throw. Oh, he's going to take a shot at the DB. And it was worth the gamble, but the long pass is incomplete.
Hey, when you speed quarterbacks up like this, you hurry their thought process, they're going to make mistakes. That was a mistake there. Throwing into double coverage, obviously not something you want to do. Could have been worse. Nice job by the defense.
At the 40, there he goes. All kinds of running room. He's at the 10. Touchdown, Dogs! And they grab the advantage, taking the lead here in the fourth. Boy, boy, did he just scorch that defense for that score.
He shows you all of it, Reese. He's got the speed, he's got the agility. This dude's a big-time playmaker. Just give him the ball, and he'll find different ways to kill you on different plays.
The extra point is good, and now in the fourth, they're up by a touchdown and an extra point. They're lining up to boot it away. No return coming. He'll call for the fair catch. Mizzou has it back in the offense coming out on the field. Looking for a man. It's Cook. Pocket starts to collapse. At the 35, he's got room. And he gets out of there and gets some yardage and gets down without taking any punishment.
Well, I'll tell you, he picked a good time to have his longest run of the day. Really nice job there, feeling the pressure, buying himself some time, and then taking off and getting north. And just so gifted when he's in the open field. That's going to really give a jolt to his offense.
Got a man. It's Miller. And he's knocked down, but not before moving the chains.
They're running the curl route against zone coverage. The quarterback knows that's going to be a tight window. He's got to rifle that ball into his wide receiver. He does just that, and as a result, they pick up the first down.
Going up top on first down. Getting some heat. Trying to make magic with his feet. He turns this into a nice gain and gets down to avoid the hit.
Hey, listen, it's important at that position to be able to be good off schedule. Everything's easy when it's on time. You get the ball out, but when things break down, they get off schedule. You've got to have a guy back there that can make the right decisions. He did exactly that.
In search of that tying touchdown. They've moved the chains a couple of times. It's 1st and 10 again. Use the play fake. Now to throw. Time running out, and he goes down at the 34.
Oftentimes with play action, you're asking the quarterback to hold on to the ball a bit longer, and you're asking this offensive line to hold up and pass pro a bit longer. Against this athletic front seven on defense, it's going to be tough.
A first down sack can wreck a drive. Let's see what they've got on 2nd and 14. He's looking to throw. He'll take a shot. Throw to the end zone. Picked off. Trying to take it back. And a big return after the INT sets up the offense for this possession.
A really nice job by the linebacker there, understanding his responsibilities in that coverage. That's a cover 2 look, so there's 2 safeties playing deep, but the linebacker knows there's nobody underneath him keeping him close to the line of scrimmage, so he can kind of float back a little bit, watch the QB's eyes, jump the throw, and make the pick.
Trying to seal the edge on the right. Squirts across the 30 to the 32, a pickup of 5.
Play callers love it offensively when you can run the football when the other team knows you're going to do it. That is called imposing your will. And here in the 4th quarter with the lead, very first play of the drive, you break off a nice run. He might just call the exact same play right again here.
Halfway there on first down, it's 2nd and 5. They'll run it out of the shotgun. They get him on the ground after he gets enough to move the sticks.
Man, it's so nice to have a guy that you can depend on. Like, this offense is built around him for a reason. Just a good running back. You can see, gets north-south, doesn't dance, picks up positive yards, breaks tackles. He's just a really good player, and that's why this offense runs through him.
The give to the left side. At the 45 on his way. Can anyone catch him? Inside the 10. And he eluded the defense, and he'll take it all the way. Touchdown, Bulldogs.
Number 3 in the end zone.
Huge play. It's so nice to have guys that can create these explosive plays like this. You hand it to him, he can do the rest. Look at the speed. Look at the elusiveness. Get into the end zone. Nice run.
And the extra point is true, and they have a 2-touchdown lead, up 14 in the 4th. They're just about ready to kick it away.
Missouri, 35.
The ball squirts through the end zone. That'll be a touchback. They'll bring it out to the 25. Missouri has the offense ready to go on the field. They'll crank up this drive with the pass. Throws to the wideout. It's complete. Good start to this drive, and they'll need much, much more if they're going to give them a finish.
They need a ton more of this, but you got to start the drives great. The first play needs to be really good. That was a good start. Now we got to keep building on it, and we got to do it in a hurry.
Now they'll try to cash in this drive. 1st and 10 from the 50.
42 Spider.
Wants to throw. It's Cook. And he was hit just as he released it, and it falls to the turf.
Man, this quarterback is going to need an ice bath when this game is over because he is getting whacked. We've seen him go down. He's been sacked time and time again. He just got nailed another time on that last play. He can't wait for this game to be over.
Line getting set on 2nd down. They'll throw again after the incompletion. And he really needed to hold on to that one, but it was knocked loose, and 3rd down is coming.
And that's where quarterbacks, they got to be very assertive. They got to believe what they see and really pull the trigger. But the longer they wait and they get off rhythm or off timing, a lot of times it ends up in incomplete passes.
He'll just keep slinging it. Pressure coming. And he got smacked just as he released the pass. It's incomplete.
After that incompletion, 4th and long now on your own side of the field, you're trailing in the 4th quarter. What's your go-to play call here in the passing game? Where is the matchup that you trust in to come up with a big one to give yourself a chance to stay alive and win this game?
29 arrow.
On 4th down, they'll throw for it. Going up top. It's incomplete, and they desperately needed to keep that drive going, and they couldn't make the connection.
Obviously, they fail on that 4th down, but because there's still time on the clock, this game's not over. Who on defense right now can step up and make a big play and get the ball back to the offense?
We're ready to get another look at this Bulldog offense. They'll try to keep this clock moving on the ground. Still running at the 40. What a good run there. He has enough for the 1st down.
And this offense has done a really good job late in this football game. Man, you put a premium on the 4th quarter and maximizing possessions, and they've put touchdowns on the board. They've done a great job. Nice last play, too. Keep that momentum going and get out of here with the win.
They bring him down, and he's going to lose a yard on that one.
Well, the defense finally able to make a play, getting a tackle for loss. They haven't had many of those today because this running back really has answered the bell. They knew coming in they were going to have to give him the football, force feed it to him, and let him go to work. He's done that. Well over 100 yards rushing in this game, and the defense just has not had the answers consistently for him.
Hit the afterburners, kid. And it is a chunk play, a huge gain on that one before the defense brings it to an end.
This offense has a lot of different ways they can attack you, and you're going to see the entire playbook at work in this game. Throwing it, running it, and getting guys the ball out on the perimeter. Great job.
The Dogs getting set on 1st and 10. Power football with the run. Not much working there. It'll be 2nd and 9. Went to the running game on 1st down. Now here they come again. The hand again to the running back. Not a whole lot of progress made there on the short run.
It's third down.
Boy, they'd love to move the sticks here and take a shot at it on 1st and goal. The give to the back. And they'll bring him down, but not before he picks up the 1st down.
Big reason why his team has the lead right now late is because of his performance running the football. Well over 100 yards in this game. They knew that they were going to have to really put a lot of pressure on him. He'd have to shoulder the load, and he has delivered for his offense all game long.
With the clock running, this should be the final play. Plenty of fireworks in this one. A lot of points. They always talk about having the chalk last, and it seemed like whoever was on offense had the last laugh.
It's amazing how much offenses will just boom in college football. So good. So many ways to hurt you. And you saw both of these offenses put on a show today, Jess.
Dave, we talked to both of these coaching staffs, and their defensive coordinators were losing sleep all week. They knew this was going to be a tough task ahead of them. So much speed, so much firepower on both of these offenses. And, man, we saw that here today.
That's going to do it for us from here. For Jesse Palmer, Dave Pollack, I'm Reese Davis, and this has been another presentation of EA Sports College Football.